so upset with the insurance companies.
Calls are growing louder for Governor Pritzker to step in and do something about the lack of access to health care in central Illinois. Our Target 3 investigators revealed how Blue Cross Blue Shield's business choices drastically depleted a network of doctors available to see patients.
That's right, and now a Republican running for Governor Pritzker's job says he should step in and enforce the laws that protect patient access to care. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in Springfield with the latest. Mark, this investigation is getting a lot of attention.
Marley, several Democrats have already called for Illinois to improve or enforce the laws that regulate insurance companies. But now political pressure is building from Republicans like Richard Irvin, who say Governor Pritzker already has all the tools he needs to step in and enforce the laws that protect patient access to their doctors.
I think this really is incumbent on Governor Pritzker's Department of Insurance to make sure that plans that they're offering are living up to what state law requires them to do.
Aurora Mayor Richard Irvin and his running mate, House Republican Avery Bourne, called on the Illinois Department of Insurance to do something to respond to our investigation into Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Things that the administration could fix today, and if we were in office, we could fix today.
Our investigation found pregnant mothers were forced to navigate a dead-end directory of doctors they were in desperate search of. Cancer patients saw their bills skyrocket, their coverage disrupted, and their continuity of care in jeopardy.
There's a few things that the Department of Insurance could do today. They could start re-adjudicating these claims and making sure that they're living up to their continuity of care requirements, and to make sure that they're living up to their network adequacy requirements that are already set in statute.
It's not just Pritzker's political opponents calling on his administration to take action.
The pressure needs to go on the governor's office to do the things within his power.
House Democrat Sue Shearer, one of Pritzker's allies in the House, wants answers now.
They have to come and face the music. Going to need to move right to the top of the priority list.
Illinois law allows Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois to operate as a nonprofit, even though court records show it piled up more than $10 billion in profits and paid out big bonuses to executives.
We definitely are going to take a look at taking away their tax-exempt status.
The law allows Illinois to investigate or fine Blue Cross and force them to reimburse patients for surprise bills. The Department of Insurance says it would be inappropriate and unethical to get involved in a contract dispute between Blue Cross and Springfield Clinic.
I think that you can enforce the law without choosing a side. I mean, the law is the law, and every party should be following the law.
Governor Pritzker's office responded to us tonight telling us, quote, a network adequacy study is currently underway and the administration will closely review those findings. They said if they can't, they said rather they cannot confirm if the Department of Insurance is actively investigating Blue Cross Blue Shield under what's called a market conduct exam. And that is what would give the Pritzker administration the power to fine Blue Cross or to force them to reimburse those patients. That process can take time. It's confidential, and those fines would only be allowed to start after the investigation was completed. Reporting in Springfield, Mark Maxwell, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Thank you so much, Mark.